So the first person who actually was, this is the first, sometimes not very known for many people, but the first successful approach to text mining which tried to use this idea of exploration was provided by Swanson. Swanson was working on information access. And what Swanson did is take a document from Medline. Medline is a biomedical database where, for those who are not familiar, this database contains some sort of paper of medicine or biomedicine, etc. So what he did is he applied this exploratory analysis, but the good thing is that he simplified the problem and he didn't try to analyze the whole text because it was too complicated. And what he did is to take the abstract of a document. And once he get the abstract, he tried to analyze the titles of every abstract. And he applied some exploratory analysis, and the idea was to uncover implicit and hidden relationship between what is said in one document and what is said in another document. So for instance, if I find a causal relationship between A and B in one document, and in a different document I found a causal relation between B and C, and if given that the document where the first relation occurs is different from the second one, so I can first think like the element of the compound A goes C. So the interesting thing with this is that it was a very simple approach. It actually was not completely automatic. Most of the work was done manually. But the good thing is that Swanson was able to find a lot of very interesting hypotheses, novel hypotheses, and at least 11 of them deserve medical attention. That means that were useful, were novel, and have been used by experts. So just as a matter of example, you have the kind of relationship that the Swanson system was able to find. This is the most famous, the relation between the stress and migraine, etc. So that's the aim of Swanson text analyzer, right? But there are a lot of techniques after then. Actually, the most famous techniques is called association rules, but actually what you do with association rules is not the kind of exploratory analysis made by Swanson. Actually, what you aim to do is to try to find rules which correlate each items found in the document. And what item means for this guy means that words, means phrases, and so on. So what the method does is to try to represent each document in a database, in a textual database, as a set of items. I mean, a set of words, a set of phrases, and so on. And then I apply some particular, I'm not going into detail, but we apply a particular algorithm which is able to extract the items which are actually more frequent. And after I got this item, I'm able to build rules. Right. And the method is going even further because I am able to assess in some way the quality of this rule. And actually the quality is measured in terms of the some sort of statistical relevance. So how important is this rule compared with the rest of the data set. So there are two popular methods which are called support and confidence, which actually do with this kind of evaluation job, right? So the other kind of very usual thing in text mining is the kind of tasks are called clustering, text clustering or document clustering. Actually, I remember we were listening to some talk around history. Suddenly came up some sort of clustering that most of the time, if I remember well, was doing manually. So what we're interested here is to try to come up with some sort of association between different concepts in which there are some hidden patterns. So unlike other techniques, what we are trying to do here is to find groups of concepts which are similar within this group, but are dissimilar between the groups, right? So I heard a gossip that if you took the Bible and if you took the last year report of Microsoft, you will find a cluster which contains evil and Bill Gates. Try it at home. You will find information on the web, very interesting. That means that when you do clustering, you try to group concepts together as long as they have some connection. And the thing is that what we call by connection, most of the case this connection is hidden. So if I say that Bill Gates and evil, yeah, you can assume something. But actually, in order to establish what the relation is, if I get the information from document, you will need to go to the document, or click on the document depending on where the documents came from, and try to hypothesize the relation between these two concepts. But actually, that's not very easy, right? So we have several kind of clustering. What it says, actually, what clustering does is it discovers natural structure, a group of similar objects together. The object can be the document. We can do clustering of document, of terms, or of word. The most usual application is to do clusters of word. So in that way, I can establish a certain relationship.